What's up, Broncos country? We're bringing that mile-high fire straight to you, the most passionate fans in the NFL. Today, we're diving headfirst into some hot news that's got every Denver Broncos fan buzzing. Safety Devon has signed a one-year contract as an RFA, exclusive rights free agent. That's right, folks. He's back on the 2025 roster, and I know you're just as hyped as I am. So grab your favorite drink, kick back on the couch, and let's break down how this move could impact our squad. And hey, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because this is the spot for Broncos country. Let's interact too. Drop a comment letting me know what you think about this re-signing and how you're feeling about the team's vibe heading into the next season. Let's go! For those who've been keeping up with the updates, the Denver Broncos officially announced that Devon has signed his one-year RFA deal, meaning he'll keep repping the orange and blue in 2025. And trust me, this is no small deal. Key is one of those quiet grinders who makes noise when he steps on the field. He's versatile, hungry, and brings an energy that fits our defense's attitude perfectly. But before we dive into the impact, let me quickly break down what, of course, an ERFA is. For those new to the NFL or anyone who just needs a refresher, ERFA stands for Exclusive Rights Free Agent, which basically means a player with fewer than 3 accrued seasons in the league who can't negotiate with other teams. The team offers a one-year deal at the league minimum salary, and the player either signs it or doesn't play. In Key's case, he signed without hesitation, which shows he's all in with the Broncos. That's a win for him and for us, right, Broncos country? So why is this big news? Because the Broncos secondary is getting deeper and tougher, and Key adds grit and depth to that group. Now let's talk about who this guy is, what he's already done, and how he can help our team make that push toward the playoffs. And hey, maybe even a Super Bowl run. Dream big, right? If you're one of those fans who watches every preseason snap or keeps tabs on special teams, you've probably seen Devon flying around the field. But for anyone not too familiar, let me introduce you to the guy. Devon is a safety who entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent in 2021, signing initially with the Kansas City Chiefs. He bounced around a bit, including stints with the Atlanta Falcons and the Broncos practice squad before finally finding his home in Denver. In 2024, Key made it clear he wasn't here to play around, especially when he stepped in for starter P.J. Locke in a few games. Remember that moment when the backup comes in and everyone holds their breath? Well, Key stepped in and delivered, notching 5 tackles in a single game against the Baltimore Ravens. That's what I call stepping up. So what makes Key special? He's a physical dude, about 6'1" and 210 pounds, who's not afraid to throw his body around to stop a run or shut down a route. Plus, he shines on special teams, and we all know Payton values that unit big time since arriving in Denver. Key's got that next man up mindset, always ready to do the job without complaining. That's exactly the kind of energy we want on this roster. And here's a cool fact. Key played college ball at Western Kentucky, a school that isn't exactly known for pumping out NFL stars. That just goes to show how hard he's worked to get here. It's the kind of story that hits home for us Broncos fans, people who know what it means to fight through adversity and never give up. So, starting to like Key yet? Let me know in the comments. Do you think he has the potential to be more than just a backup? Now, let's zoom out a bit, because signing Key isn't just about him. It's about how he fits into the bigger picture of our defense. The Broncos' secondary is shaping up to be one of the most feared units in the NFL, and that's no exaggeration. With guys like Pat Surtain II, arguably the best corner in the league, and Brandon Jones, who had an amazing debut season in Denver, we're building a wall back there, but it doesn't stop there. The Broncos also brought in Talanoa Hufanga, a former All-Pro from the 49ers who, despite his injury history, has the potential to be a real game-changer. Add that to names like Jaquan McMillian, who just signed his ERFA deal, and Riley Moss, and you start to realize our secondary is turning into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. So, where does Devon Key fit into all this? He's what we call a depth player. That means he's not a starter yet, but he's crucial for keeping the team at a high level when someone goes down or needs a break. And let's be real, injuries happen all the time in the NFL. Having a guy like Key, who's already proven he can step in and get the job done, is like having car insurance. You hope you don't need it, but you're glad it's there when you do. On top of that, Key is a weapon on special teams, and that's pure gold. Head coach Sean Payton and special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi always talk about how that unit can flip games. Remember Sam Franklin, who the Broncos recently signed? He's also a beast on special teams. Now with Key, Franklin, and others, our kick and punt coverage is going to be a real headache for opponents. Who's excited to see some big-time special teams tackles? Hands up, all right. But why should we, the fans, be hyped about Devon Key's return? First, because he represents the kind of player the Broncos are prioritizing, gritty, versatile guys who buy into Sean Payton's vision. Since taking over, Payton's been building a team that's physical, disciplined, and unpredictable. Key fits right in. Second, this signing shows the front office is thinking long-term. Re-signing RFs like Key, McMillian, Lucas Krull, and Dondrea Tillman shows the Broncos want to keep the team's foundation intact while bringing in new pieces like Hufanga and Franklin. It's like building a house. You need a solid foundation before you start adding decorations, and Key is part of that foundation. Third, and maybe most importantly, Key is an underdog, and we love an underdog, don't we, Broncos country? He wasn't drafted, didn't come from a big-name college, but he's out here grinding for every snap and proving he belongs in the NFL. That's the Denver spirit, a city and a fan base that never give up, even when things get tough. So how about we make Key one of our own? Show him some love in the comments and send the man some positive energy. Now, let's talk real football. What can we expect from Devon Key in the 2025 season? Well, like I said, he probably won't be a starter unless something major changes. Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufanga will likely be the main safeties, with P.J. Locke and maybe even rookie Nick Emenwari, if the Broncos draft him, competing for snaps. But that doesn't mean Key's just going to be watching from the sidelines. On special teams, he's still going to be a key contributor, bringing the heat and making clutch tackles. And on defense, he's the type of guy who steps in for specific packages or when someone needs a breather. Picture this, a game against the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes going deep. Key comes in, reads the route, makes the tackle. The crowd at Empower Field at Mile High goes absolutely wild. Who else wants to see that moment? Plus, Key's in a great spot to learn from vets like Hufanga and Jones. He's still young, just 26, and has room to grow. If he keeps grinding like he has, who's to say he won't become a bigger name down the line? The NFL is full of stories like his. Let's be real, Broncos country, the 2025 season is looking exciting. With players like Devon Key, Pat Surtain II, Talanoa Hufanga, and the rest of the crew. Our defense is becoming straight-up scary. But you know what really makes this team special? You, the best fans in the NFL. So I want to hear from you. What do you think about the Key signing? Do you think he can surprise people in 2025? What are your expectations for the team? Drop it all in the comments, because around here, we're one big Broncos family. And if you're as hyped as I am, share this video with that friend who eats, sleeps, and breathes Broncos football. Let's spread that mile-high love. Oh, and one more thing. If you're into this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video about the Broncos, the NFL, and everything that gets our hearts pumping. I'm counting on you all to help grow this channel into the official home of Broncos Country on YouTube. Bottom line, Signing Devon is another step in building a tough, competitive Denver Broncos squad ready to fight for wins in 2025. It's the kind of move that shows Sean Payton and GM George Payton are locked in on both the present and the future. And with us, the loudest fans in the NFL, behind them, there's no limit to what we can achieve. So, let's keep supporting, cheering, and making noise. Because here in Broncos country, we don't play just to participate. We play to win. Until the next video, Broncos country, God bless, keep the faith, and let's go Broncos.